Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gannon, alongside my partner, Jack McNicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If not had the chance, go check out our website at justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram at JustSayingNoGWJS for article and video updates. Jack, what an amazing first week of playoffs during the wild card. I was loving it. You were loving it because we were together. Yeah. Couldn't have gotten any better. Bengals beat the Raiders. Now they're making their way out to Tennessee to face the Titans at 4:30 on Saturday. Break down this game for us.
I mean, this is a big game. You know, Tennessee has a lot to prove. They had the bye week last week, a lot of rest. You know, the Bengals first playoff win in 31 years, pretty impressive. And now there's going to be the king is back, Sean.
The king is back. Look. It's Wednesday right now while we're recording this. Reports had come out that Henry did a full padded practice today, took contact, was looking really good, was looking really comfortable, which begs the question, considering he got all this extra rest, because remember, there were reports coming in around like 8 weeks of his recovery that he was okay to return and start doing everything and that they could expect him back earlier. They didn't do that. They didn't go that way. But with all this extra time to rest, now he's entering the playoffs. The whole team got a long rest because of the first round bye. You think he's going to get over 30 carries, or are they going to limit him on the snaps that we so often see whenever a running back comes back from an injury or a player comes back from injury?
Yeah, for me, I think that they want to get him that first hit, as people do. I would love to see them, give him 30 carries, because maybe that means that Tennessee's up at home. But this, I think they're going to have to pass a little more than we expect in this game, just because the Bengals will be passing a lot. We see them utilize it last week. We've seen them utilize it all year. I think Tennessee's defense is going to, really just be a huge factor here as well.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. Jeffrey Simmons is going to be the leader of that defensive line. The Bengals, Joe Burrow got sacked the most. So offensive line wasn't doing pass protection very well. Jeffrey Simmons, interior line, going to need to draw on the attention of the guys of the guards in the center. So that way Bud Dupree and Harold Lunch get around the outside, get some sacks and get some pressure on the quarterback. I'm going with the Titans. Obviously, I'm wearing the king right now. I'm feeling him for the playoffs. He's coming back. They have AJ, Julio. This team is now ready. They have been in the playoffs before. Don't forget, 2 years ago they were just in the AFC Conference Championship game. They also were one and done last year against the Ravens. But I think that with Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, Julio Jones, healthy Ryan Tannehill, this is a really, really scary offense. And I'll take them right now at home going up against the Bengals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually going to go with the Bengals on this one. They have, just impressed me so much this season, just the poise that Joe Burrow has shown as a leader for that team. Zach Taylor, I was, giving him a lot of slack in the offseason, saying that he could be on the hot seat. I think he's doing just fine right now. Just getting that win last week builds so much momentum going into this. The Titans, could be one of those victims of, being a bye week team that, has that week off, and it's about how prepared they are. They're at home, which is good, but it's, for me, I think there's just too much power in this offense for the Bengals right now. When it comes down to it, they're the seventh highest scoring offense, and Tennessee's going to have to make Joe Burrow make mistakes, but he's been playing a clean game the last couple of weeks, so I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Yeah, no, he has, and they were really calm after the game as well, not overly amped. About his first playoff experience, basically just said it's cool. He likes his new glasses that he was wearing. Yeah. Jamar Chase, also absolutely unbelievable. Him and Justin Jefferson, I think, looking like the future.
Yeah, they're definitely the future.
Both really good. But moving on to our next game, San Francisco 49ers beat your favorite team, the Cowboys, are now making their way to the Green Bay to take on the Packers. What are your thoughts coming into this one?
Yeah, big week last week, for the 49ers. They had times last week where, they were up and, they had a couple of turnovers, which resulted in, the Cowboys almost being able to come back in that game.
Scary.
The 49ers are, a weird team this year. We've been talking about it all year. They've been one of the most creative offenses. They've been winning tight games. They have a great running back in Elijah Mitchell, who had the most rushing yards of anybody last week with 96. He had 27 carries. They're trying to run the ball, better than anybody, week in and week out. And that's why they're 7th in rushing right now. And Green Bay's 11th best rushing defense is going to have to do something about it. But San Francisco's defense, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner both were hurt last week. How are they doing?
Looks like Fred Warner has an opportunity to come back into this one. He did say that he was ready to come back in the game. They felt like they were going to be able to win it, so they kept him off to the sideline there for, you want to keep one of the best linebackers in the game healthy for as long as possible. Yeah. Just got an ankle injury. MRI reports are good. He's favoring. He came out and said on Twitter he's going to play, so expect him to play. Nick Bosa, my gut tells me he's going to play, but he's in concussion protocol. That's really hard to judge when you're on the outside looking in and you're not with him on the day-to-day. So possibility of no Nick Bosa in this one is a huge upside for the Green Bay Packers. And honestly, last time these two teams played, because they played in week 3, it was the Packers that won 30-28 over in Candlestick. It's not that. It's Levi Stadium. Sorry. It's a classic. It gets stuck in my head. Devontae Adams was just absolutely destroying them the last time. I think it was 12 for 132 and 1. All right. Just went absolutely off against them. So I don't know how they're going to contain them. I want it to be the 49ers. After the way that we saw them play in the second half, I'm a little bit worried about if that offense can maintain for a full 4 quarters, especially in Green Bay. You're in the cold, you're at Lambeau, you're up against the reigning MVP and Aaron Rodgers, possibility of winning the MVP this year. I got to give it to Green Bay in this one. I just think that there's no stopping Devontae Adams. Aaron Jones is fantastic. Again, MVP level for Aaron Rodgers, and that defense is solid. Jair Alexander, of course, is now back and healthy. I think that they're the team that's going to get the win, and I really don't want them to as a Vikings fan, but they're going to.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners, they definitely have been able to bounce back to the playoffs after having a rough Super Bowl hangover from 2 years ago into last year. But I have to go with the Packers out the gate in this one at home, dominating all year. What we've been able to see out of them has been so impressive. It's like they can score 30 points off a whim. And, with the San Francisco 49ers, we saw them, lose steam at the end of the game last week when they were, just trying to maintain the lead. And for me, you can't get in a situation like that with Aaron Rodgers. That's the point of the game where he is, trying to come back on you and destroy your hopes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's just what they do. That's what he does. That's why he's so good at what he does. They're trying to win a Super Bowl. I think, there's a possibility that he leaves and Devontae Adams leaves in the offseason. Best way to retain a player, win a championship. Yeah. They've been so close the last 3 years, going to the NFC Championship 3 years in a row, losing it to the San Francisco 49ers just 2 years ago, like you mentioned, and in a crazy fashion with Raheem Mostert running all over them. And you want to get him that win. You want to get Adams that win. You want to get your franchise that win, because they should have more with a guy like Aaron Rodgers. And this is an opportunity. You want to keep him there for the long run. You don't want him to Brett Favre on you. Bounce around.
No, you definitely don't want him to Brett Favre on you. And I mean, right now, I think that Aaron Rodgers is very focused. I was saying that there could be teams that are the victim of these bye weeks, like Tennessee. Tennessee, we haven't seen them get to the level they've had bye weeks like this, but Aaron Rodgers has definitely had his eye on that game last week between Dallas and the San Francisco 49ers. So I'm looking at it this week like, when you're also looking at the quarterback matchup between Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Garoppolo, who do you trust in most of the situation?
Aaron Rodgers.
Like, who's been here before more. It's Packers all the way for me.
Yeah, I like it. All right, everyone. That is all the time that we have. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for listening. Check us out. JustSayingFootball.com, Just Saying Football on YouTube, and Just Saying No GWJS on Instagram for all your video and article updates, and enjoy the games.
Enjoy.